Hashi, we had something we were supposed to do this week. I'm trying a new format where I don't introduce us. I let people just know who we are. We had something we were
on the screen. Like, do your research.
Yeah, do your research by looking at us. Hashi, this week we had we were asked to do something we're rarely asked to do.
Bathe.
Besides bathe. I know that weird that our employers asked us for that and specifically called it out. Feels like it's not their business, especially because we work remotely. We had to do real work this week.
Real work. We did.
Actual hard labor.
And what happens when you ask Hashi or I to do real work, we end up doing almost everything else for about 90% of the time. And then the last 10% last 9% still doing nothing that we were supposed to be doing. And the last 1%, hurriedly doing the work that we were asked to do. We did some tutorials, right? And where I'm going with this is there's some fun new getting started with visual effects suite or visual effects, whatever we call it now, coming out soon, if not now. Michael, they're not out now, are they?
Soon. No, but soon.
No, yes. Someone
on the new Cineversity
hasn't submitted a tutorial for No Light Factory that was due a week ago.
Hey, we don't need to talk about
it. Shall remain nameless. Can you turn off our names, Seth?
Yep. Yeah, we'll remain nameless.
I will say, folks, if you do watch the new Getting Started tutorials for VFX Suite, there are some lovely jokes in there for you. Hashi's got some hilarious stuff in his, and I put a lovely little Easter egg footage of me in one of doing action movie stuff.
I love that straight up footage of you. I won't give it away, but footage of you, of your face, is an Easter egg.
That's an Easter egg just for our fans, because like most people who use Red Giant tools have no idea who I am. They're stuck in their little edit holes, doing edit things and watching tutorials, so they're not going to know that badly lit shot of some guy getting injured has anything interesting.
And can I tell you,
for you
people
folks who know our show,
all of you out there is no excuse for that. If you use Red Giant tools and you don't know who this man is, get the hell out of here. Keep buying tools from us and using tools, but shut up.
Yes, we do need your financial support. But
so Ash, I would like to talk about some of the things you did do this week, unless that fits into what we're talking about today. If it fits in what we're talking about today, we can put that off.
I know it'll definitely fit into what we do, I believe. And let me, I can prep my screen to visually aid in this. One of the fun things that I found out was that my sound is just broken all over the place. I don't know what to call it, but I've been having so many sound issues, and Skype introduces some exciting other ones as well. So please let us know in the chat if my levels are ridiculous.
Every technological development that Skype brings to make your audio conferencing clearer ruins our show just a little bit more.
It really, really does. So let's see. I am going to open up. Let's see, what are they called? Here they are. All right. This can maybe help. Let me see. I don't know if I can make these stay large or if they'll keep on resizing themselves. Let's see. Am I sharing my screen, Seth?
You are.
I can see Seth talking, but I can't hear him.
Oh, sorry. You are sharing your screen, but should I talk about first introduce what we're talking about today, or should I go to your screen?
Well, we should tell people up front what we're talking about. You've been patient.
I feel like they should be warned.
It's M3GAN time, guys. We're going to be talking all about America's favorite.
Megan 3 Stallion.
M3GAN.
Megan 3 Stallion.
So this is what we're doing. This robot movie has become a internet sensation, and so you know how we feel about internet sensations. We welcome them. We do. have been watching some of this stuff. And Hosh, did you read anything?
Plate or colors, right?
What's that?
Sure, that looked like a plate from the first Darker Colors.
It kind of did, and a plate from the feature version. But we'll get to that some other time. Hosh, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't read anything about this movie. Did you read anything about this movie?
I didn't read anything about this movie. I did download a YouTube clip without watching it all the way for us to play live on the air, and hope that there's nothing inappropriate about it. But
this shot.
This has been a lot of advertisements in my feed, and I think that me suggesting this for the show is literally me like snapshotting the ad on Twitter in my feed without cropping it because I was tired or something, and I was like, "This," and I had said no words, and you were like, "I'm in."
Well, what's cool that I went through the clip that you sent, and it seems so. I prefaced by saying that we didn't read anything by saying there are people in the chat who probably know a lot. I know a lot more about how they went about doing this, but it looks like, from the looks of it, it seems that they had an actress on site who was wearing a mask. This young actress here, who was wearing a mask that was then looks like it was I imagine heavily augmented in post with mainly eyes and mouth animation in post. Then they had a puppet, it looks like, because I see these two clips here that have someone back here doing these like head controls that either was there as at the very least reference, if not for actual like plates for the same reason of like augmenting it in post with eyes and mouth. Because if we look at this shot, this shot here from the trailer, this looks like, I slowed it down so we could study it a little longer, but it looks like it's probably the actress with the mask and augmented eyes and mouth. And this talking shot looks like it could have been the puppet.
It's like the puppet, yeah.
Yeah. And then this running shot looks like it was probably a stunt performer doing this run.
I don't know why that shot is so creepy, but it's so creepy.
It's too unnatural a contorted and fast speed, because it's not even. Yeah, it's very not quite human thing, but it also that mechanically it's sort of got to be.
Well, so I can't elaborate, but having worked recently with a stunt performer who can do this very thing of running on all fours this fast, it's weird when you first see it. Like, I remember getting the tapes the stunt coordinator had put together to show me options that the performer could do, and I remember immediately assuming, oh, they did some rig paint out here, because clearly she's got to be harnessed in some way to support her body to be able to do this stuff. And no, it's just iPhone footage. And she's literally just running around her gym like that. Crazy. I mean, all performers that can do this. So yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I think that we should acknowledge out loud that this is a very talked about subject in general, which is the reason why all of this stuff is so creepy is because it is in the uncanny valley. And everyone who does any kind of visual effects, especially anyone who has watched movies where humans are represented by artificial means, should know this term, uncanny valley. Do I need to explain the uncanny valley?
Why not?
Well, let's explain it. So basically, we think it's fine if it doesn't look like a human. And then as it starts looking more and more like a human, but not quite right, it enters into this valley of the uncanny, where our brains are like, something is terribly wrong. Run away. Something is wrong.
The Rescue Rangers movie did a really great play on this with having an actual like Toontown area of town called the Uncanny Valley, where characters from Polar Express and everybody live. Because Polar Express was like the first like mainstream exposure to the Uncanny Valley.
Yeah. Oh, that's the first time I remember hearing the term was Polar Express. People were like, "Oh, the Uncanny Valley." I was like, "Hello."
This is a good one because I think that, gosh, I don't remember if I made it or if someone else made it. There was possibly in my Genie, what was it called? Fresh.
Oh, Fresh Prince of.
Maybe
yeah.
So I did a short Red Giant tutorial on how I did a very quick Will Smith looking genie shot, and it was because the very first reveal of Will Smith playing a genie didn't go over well on the internet, and so we did a little discussion of how hard visual effects are while simultaneously making fun of it. So.
I thought it was a good line to walk. The chat, by the way, I should say the chat has been very excited that we're back and are wishing us all Happy New Year.
Hi, chat.
Happy New Year.
Shazam is asking, "Are you from Movie Set?" If you mean, have any of us worked on the movie M3GAN? None of us have worked on M3GAN. If you mean, have you worked on movies? All of us have been on film sets or worked on films. Hashi worked for DreamWorks. Seth is a director. And I have done some independent movies, and I've done visual effects for Disney, and so we've all done some things.
Together, we make
behind the scenes.
M3GAN.
We do. That's what the show is.
Altogether, we've not seen M3GAN though.
None of us have seen M3GAN.
Yeah.
Some people in the chat have seen it in the theater.
Altogether, we form one man who's not seen M3GAN.
With our powers combined, we still haven't seen it.
Exactly. So speaking of the Uncanny Valley, Hashi, I believe you had on your screen just a second ago what I would describe as the Uncanny Valley. I'm going to throw it to you to talk us through how you distracted yourself from doing real work this week.
So one of the ways that I distracted myself with work was with this person right here. We'll
Who is this person?
A little journey. So this is a person. How would you describe this person, Michael, if you had to describe him in one sentence?
Oh, in one sentence?
Yeah, one sentence. And go.
He's got 2 pairs of glasses, so he's 8 eyes.
All right. Seth, describe this in one sentence.
Can you zoom in a bit?
No. Make these.
Gordon Freeman dresses up nice.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. And why will it not let me? It won't once it's full screen.
It won't let you do it while you're zoomed. Yeah, you have to go back to this.
It doesn't want you to look at it. Everyone look away. Everyone look away so Hashi can do this.
Picture is not that you can see the next picture. What is this program even? I am upset. Okay, it's next picture.
That definitely looks like if Seth Worley
were the prime minister.
We're like, ugh.
I don't know why it'll only let me scroll them when they're small.
If Seth Worley were like, ugh. I really appreciate that. That's
it should be
hypothetical.
It should be fine. Like the hair is good, the body is good, and it's just
the body is good.
Something is weird.
Something is weird. And so what happens over time is
that was fun.
Are all pictures of a person with a beard and glasses, a male, and over time, over time,
that's what I see.
They start to converge on a specific construction of. This is from your first album, which
I recorded on a condenser
mic at a kid's birthday party because I felt pressured to. But yes, I had. I tried to learn how to train a little network to generate specific things that I wanted it to.
When you go through it this quickly, it really does. It really is concerning that we're not fully done with the tutorials.
Well, the thing is, you tell the computer
so many.
This is you at a restaurant asking for a refund or something.
For more glass to eat. Yeah.
This martini came to me dirty. Can someone clean it, please?
And also, and by the way, having this directory on your computer is always just exciting to have to have open at all times like this looking at you.
That's a desktop wallpaper for the ages right there.
So
for my mom.
Yeah. So basically I learned
folks go ahead and screenshot this. You're going to want to keep it.
my gosh. Yeah, so many Easter eggs somehow.
Frigby Chillweather from the chat is enjoying this Seth Worley.
That's how you say it if you have an AI speak my name.
Seth Worley.
Speaking of AI speaking names, my surname has changed. Siri used to say Szalapski, which is obviously incorrect. Now she says Szalapski, which is much more correct to Polish, but not how we pronounce it in America.
It feels like a phrase, like an old timey, like, oh, that's wacky Szalapski.
It does. And the first one sounded like a Max Headroom pronunciation. Szalapski.
Incredible. Yeah. So, my goodness, I am unfocused today. And
that has all those art. Some of those definitely look like Seth, and some of them look like an artist drew Seth, and then some of them look like the computer was like Seth-ish.
This is the best and most accurate.
This Seth goes to tiki bars a lot, and the fact that the cat is wearing glasses too is just amazing.
I like this one. Mine with the same prompt was interesting.
Oh man, I haven't seen that one.
So that's so good.
No, wait.
That's definitely a tiki.
Hashi, back up, because did you ever figure out why your very first results had a certain theme to them?
Let's see which. These I'll play full screen. This is Sassy Seth. I like
too much for our viewing audience. They're not ready.
So I can't. Let's see. What was the issue with my first ones? I don't remember.
It was twofold.
That one. Holy cow.
Yeah, you can ask it to do a Muppet version, which is pretty cool.
That looks like my grandfather. Like that looks 500% like the late grandfather. Oh my gosh, that's weird.
So it was a lot of fun to play with these techniques. This one is one of my favorites.
I love that.
Oh, that's like 1920s. Yeah.
That's like my About the Author on the New York Post or something. Hey, Hash, so your very first batch of Hashis gave you more, how do I put it this way, more results than you had originally asked it to give you.
I am trying to remember what you're hinting at.
There were two of you. There were two of you in every single shot.
Yeah.
Without explanation.
Me see. Where is that batch? I've got to, let's see. Yeah, it turns out that for some reason, let's see. I'll try to open these up. And I, again, apologize. What should I browse these in Bridge? Should I steal?
Oh, what? What is? Who opens Bridge?
Them full screen.
Well, I'm glad you did.
So, I decided to try to train it on me. I thought, we do a lot of things here where we use ourselves as the subject, because then we're not subjecting a poor stock person or somebody to the work that we do. So we're it's self-inflicted pain. And I thought that these were in the realm of I understood where it was going, but then suddenly behind me this shadow that's always telling me no one's gonna buy that. They know you're goofing off doing AI things. And I think he wandered over from this one.
Oh my god.
So at some point, there's a hint of another one there. Now there's Hash. Now there's two. And then suddenly, as we get into this, well, in this one, I'm ripping out my own tooth and then very upset about it. And so a lot of the rest of this training session, I am haunted by...
Yeah. What the heck?
This ghost of Hashi. And by the end, it was convinced anything that I would put into the prompt would give me back several. And so my theory in the end was that Hashi also means chopsticks. And so it's possible since I didn't know that you were supposed to come up with a weird code word for it. Basically you want to when you're training an AI on something, you want to train it on a new term. You give it a weird name. Somebody suggested using whatever it is without vowels and maybe add a number or something like that. Because Hashi was likely in its data banks and was always plural. And that's my guess. But I don't know.
And nothing to do with autoimmune conditions of the thyroid gland. Surprisingly,
some of those pictures of Hashu definitely look like Eugene Levy.
It's interesting because a lot of the images will be like I feel like I can tell what internet source they are
ripping off. Yeah,
they're trying to make look like Seth. Like here's like Roger Ebert, Seth, and for you youngins. Anyway, we can go back to our group chat while I get myself organized.
So, I imagine you're going to be using some of this stuff today. I just realized I had a setting on. Has there been audio coming into the show?
Have you been talking?
No, but I just looked down and saw a setting. Is the chat implied that there's been no audio? No.
The chat has not implied anything of the kind. The chat is usually very good about letting us know if there's audio there, and there is audio coming through YouTube. No problem.
Good. I have no idea what that button was or did. I would imagine you're going to use some of the stuff in trying to recreate M3GAN looks. Now, obviously, we're acknowledging we're not approaching this. We're not approaching. This is not one of those episodes where we try and recreate it the way we think they did it. We are recreating it our own stupid ways. And so, Hash, I imagine you are going to, because you've been obsessed with this stuff this week, are going to probably use some of this.
I am, Seth. And if you want to go to my screen for a second, one thing that I found out that you can do once it knows a person. You could ask for something like, I was asking for a highly detailed photo of a lifelike Seth Worley made out of latex rubber with shiny eyes and a wig. And that, not always great results, but definitely all way more uncanny than the results before, which were clearly trying to be more like photographs or something like that. And so what I think that I might try this episode is I don't have a great piece of footage of myself talking or something like that. So I may work with a stock image, but I do really love the ability to try to convert something, like a video, into some kind of consistent looking robotic version of themselves.
And you're not going to use in painting, like frame by frame stuff, are you?
Not quite. I'm going to try to generate one pose of the face and then possibly try lockdown, possibly try EBSynth to see what kind of interesting results I could get. But I've definitely found some creepy versions of what the computer is willing to do. Let me see if I can find. I'm so fresh, everybody.
No, it's okay. I can talk about what I'm going to do. I've got this fantastic footage of me just moving my head around.
This guy.
I'm just going to take him. And I've also got I've got this 3D model that you made of me a while back. I don't know why you have so many assets of me. I'm really glad you do. It benefits me greatly, but you have more assets of me than you do of you.
I think that if anything ever happened and the police, I mean, what can I say?
My children will need a father, and you will be able to give them one.
Be like, these date back to 1996.
So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it on my head as like a, virtual mask essentially, but I'm going to see what that's essentially like the basics of what I'm going to do. But I like in this, clip from, let me see, the walk-up specifically, this clip.
It's pretty cool because the motion, like the reveal that it's a face that will make you, unsettled is preserved for a moment before it starts.
And her eyes are more, naturalistic than the rest of her face, obviously. So I might see how creepy it is if I put my own eyes back into my
clip.
What's that?
Onto this clip.
Yeah, onto this clip.
Definitely got to keep the hair.
Oh man, I wonder if I can keep my regular hair, put the 3D model in. Okay, that's a fun challenge, and it's what I'm going to do. I can do. Hosh, I'll go to you, and then I'll come back before I start mine because I'm going to walk through my crap. But what do you... Oh, oh God.
So here's one. I don't know how to make the thing go away. Time, whatever. There we go. Yeah. So this was one of the results that I got for
Sean Connery.
Oh yeah.
Sean Connery as the genie in Aladdin is what this feels like to me.
I love that the interpretation of trying to convert its image of me to latex is like it gave it these weird cutouts here that were probably just like I got like crappy stubble right here, so it thought there was maybe a noise line here, but I never know what it's going to do. But this one really bothered me, and so I saved it. And it's brought to life by the Mug Life app.
Mug Life. Living
Mug
that
Life.
Mug Life.
Sounds like Mogwai a little bit too.
It does.
I think I saved some others, except I guess I've got to zoom out again. There's this
what is
one.
This? Why am I coming out of a towel?
I feel like it's like a presentational thing. Like I feel like the murderer in this case is presenting clues.
Like who he is. Just a straight up.
This is
You'll never guess who I am. Here's my portrait.
I liked this one too. I thought it was kind of cute. It doesn't really look like you, but
no,
I appreciate that.
No, but it looks like someone.
Fingernail. I mean, not fingernail. Like
recently divorced dad is what I think I would call it.
Whoever it is just got some new hair on their hairline because that is a different color.
Yep.
It's a fun exploration. So anyway, I think that we should probably get to trying some stuff.
Let's do it.
All right. Welcome back. Happy New Year. It is really great to see you all back here.
It is really nice to be back here. It's just so everyone knows what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the
Hi, Jason. And Frigby
chill weather. I'm going to do the whole, facial tracking number that I always do, making sure I'm set to detailed features, not just outline only, detailed features. And I decided to start this apparently not on the first frame. I think I will do it on the first frame for reasons. So I'll center that over my face. I'll hit track forward and it'll track my face. It's always fun to watch this go. And I'm essentially going to...
Wait, is this video is on our VFX and Chill page, right? Or like directory somewhere?
Dropbox? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's in the elements for this week.
It's even in this week's. Okay.
That little Hashi laugh. Like,
I just realized that I could be trying similar things over here.
So I know how I'll bring in the model. I'm wondering. I guess I'll roto the hair. Have I done this before? I feel like I've done this already before.
Yeah. Roto the hair.
Yeah.
This must exist. We should always show up with pre-tracked, or not pre-tracked, but we should have like a library that just has someone's head.
wait a minute. Does this count as a tracking break?
Oh my dear God.
Track it.
Oh no, he broke it. Hey, Hashi, I'll try to move you, Hash. Hang on. Oh, now it's just me.
I don't mind.
We'll say that's done. Let's see. and I'll purge my cache.
Virgin McCash, the original founder of something.
Of something. So real quick, what I'll do is once this says purged, it's not going to be 1 minute. Come on now. Here we go. I'm going to trim the comp to that work area. And I'm going to turn off the mask there. I might use that later on. But for now, I want to go back to the mask, go to the tracking window. I want to find a good like rest pose where I'm just facing straight forward. I'll click set rest pose and extract and copy face measurements. And then it's going to add this extra effect. It already has face track points. And I'm not actually going to be using those that I know of. But this face measurements, this is the one I wanted because it's got these offsets, it's got scale, it's got face orientation, which if you'll remember, we found a bug in and Adobe fixed it. So
hey, thanks Adobe.
Now you'll find that our orientations have these, they don't bottom out at 0. They are 100%. We're getting the keyframes we need and the info we need. So I'm going to use this stuff to parent I think an Element 3D null. I'm going to parent that to these orientation, to the offsets and everything to stick that null object and that 3D model of my head to my head. So that's what I'm going to be working on while you walk through whatever the hell it is. If you're ready for me to go to you, Hosh.
See, let me see if I am ready. All right,
okay,
I think I might be.
Okay, great.
All right, so what I'm going to try is I am going to see if I can, where did I put these? I just rendered out some frames of the same piece of footage. And we could also let the audience decide. I also have some stock footage that I could use too. I found, let's see, I found these 2 pieces of stock footage that I thought could be converted from this
honestly
piece of to uncanny.
That one, just put Magic Bullet Cosmo on it and crank it to hell, and I think it's all going to be ready to go.
Oh my goodness! You know what? Actually, since you've suggested that, I kind of want to try that.
Me too. Now. I actually was about to do it on my end too.
All right, let's see. So this one, let's just throw it into a new comp, and then we'll add some Cosmo. Oops. Let's try here. There we go. Okay, so let's turn up the selection tolerance and smooth the skin more. We don't even need to preserve the detail. Wait, I guess we do. Don't sharpen the texture. Smooth it out.
The chat is asking about system
if you turn up preserve
configurations,
contrast, Michael, turning up skin smooth, down preserve detail, up preserve contrast, and down sharpen texture. That starts to give the contours you want.
Ooh, that's fascinating.
We have a viewer from Panama. Hello, 3D Builder Macher. Rush Verma from the chat is asking about your system configurations.
Oh, yes, the old system configurations. What do I got going on here? I don't remember. This system was built for me by Puget Systems, and I do love it. And its properties are, let's see, here on screen. There, you can show all of that and my device ID.
I don't know if there's anything wrong with showing a serial number. So I'm just going to, mine is MacBook Pro. It's an M1 Max, 64 gigs of RAM, working on Ventura 13.1. That's me.
And I am an AMD Ryzen 9 3950. 16 core processor, 128 RAM, and I have a what do I have? An NVIDIA something running in here. It was just before they came out with all the really cool boards, like 2 years ago. I think it's a what the heck is it?
Does it start with a 2 or a 3?
Wait, what do you? I used to remember how to pull this up right away. I am sorry, all. I feel like I am.
No, it's okay. I'm going to go over here. I'm bringing in this model of my face, and I'm going to go up to group 1, create a group null, and now this null, I'm going to see if I go into effects. I'm going to collapse all these. There's more info than I need. I'm just going to get the face offsets, the orientation, and I think that's all I need for now. Now the offset is interesting because they're percentages. Before I go any further with what I think what I'm going to do, planning to do, I might let someone smarter like Michael or Hashi who might know why the offsets are at percents.
I'll get that it correlates better with like blend shapes for like I can't remember what there's some standard thing that's like AR standards of like that were defined by like Apple's animated emojis or something like that
Okay.
Everybody had to modify everything to be percentages that I don't remember what the actual thing is, but I feel like there was something like that.
Okay. Well,
Michael, do you know?
That's cool.
I am not as familiar with the facial tracky stuff as one might hope I would be.
Well, here's where I think will get me a good result. I'm going to basically say, hey, I want you to follow like basically the value of wherever I put the null. I want you to be there, but I want you to take the offsets from the face measurements and account for that according to that value. So that didn't make any sense. I'll just show you. I'm going to type, I'll click on position of this null, and this null is controlling my head. I'm going to do x equals, and I'm going to say value, and then in brackets 0, so that's the x value. I'm going to say plus, and then in parentheses, I'm going to say value 0 times, out of that bracket, times offset x down here. And then that should, if I'm going to do that for a y and z, and just to show you, like I'll end this, I'll just do it real quick. Y equals value 1 plus, and then parentheses, value 1 times offset y, and then z equals value bracket 2 plus parentheses value 2 times offset z. So it's basically like be the value that the null that the coordinates are currently set at plus the offset value percentage of that value. It might not be the right way to do it, but let's see. X, Y, Z in brackets. That's finally what I wanted to do. So now, oh boy, that didn't go the way I thought it would go at all.
But you do have a nice, cool dancing head.
I do have a nice, cool
time to figure out what went wrong.
I'm curious, do other people do this? If you're doing something complicated with expressions or something where you're doing something procedural, do you like to get absurdly far into the setup before ever testing it? Like I like doing that. Like if I'm adding like 10 expressions, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. It's going to be good. And I don't know exactly what reward payoff thing I think is going to happen. But
500%. Yes. Now, you know what's weird about this, guys? This worked earlier.
Several things.
It worked earlier. That's what I'm confused about. I made this work.
Maybe a number is different. Because it looks like it's moving a factor more than it should be.
Yeah, it does. It certainly does.
It does seem like it has to do with those percentages versus whole numbers situation.
While Seth thinks about that, Dead from the chat is asking, can AE enhance 3D animation? And if it can, what's the most common things for compositing in After Effects? That's a huge question because compositing can mean a number of different things. For me personally, Well, first of all, the answer is yes. He can enhance 3D animation, and there are a number of ways you can do it. A lot of people use After Effects to composite their 3D software. Now, with the advent of GPU rendering, where you can get beauty passes out much faster than before, there's less need for compositing in After Effects if you're doing a full 3D scene. Because before, you would output your diffuse, your shadows, your lights, and as all separate passes, and you'd complement post because you had more control over how it looked. But now that you can tweak with instant or nearly instant feedback in the IPR, in Redshift, or other GPU renderers like Cycles 4D or whatever, you don't need to do your tweaking in post when you can just do it in your 3D app. But you can still use it for a lot of things, like if you've got text or images that you're going to need to swap a bunch of them out and you don't want to have to re-render the full 3D scene, there are ways to put out UV passes if you want to get really fancy, or just position and matte information from your 3D render so you can swap out, like a billboard in a shot, for example, in After Effects. But I think you should always do something in After Effects or some other post program on your 3D renders. For me, I always use Magic Bullet Looks, not just because I work at Red Giant, but because I've been doing it since before as a customer. It's just stuff comes out too crisp, if that makes sense, from a 3D render, because it's perfect, computer generated imagery. So I like to add some diffusion and maybe some halation and some film grain using Renoiser inside Magic Bullet Looks on every 3D thing I do almost. As far as other compositing goes, obviously SuperComp from the VFX suite can be quite useful. I use it with 3D stuff in After Effects a lot, as well as
that Stu Maschwitz was doing with the Aces color flow. With the color workflow that was just showing how much you could enhance even a render just by being able to add all that cool stuff.
Yeah, like you can make it look way, like you might think, gosh, this is cool right out of 3D render, but then when you start tweaking with the colors and the overall look of it, you can be like, oh, well now it's better. Also, now if you're wanting to integrate like a robot into your shot, for example, you definitely want to use SuperComp in After Effects to do that with real footage, because you can't really do a light wrap in most 3D programs. And you can very easily in SuperComp, as is shown by Stu in his lovely Getting Started in SuperComp video, which if you've been using After Effects to do any sort of compositing, then the stuff that you can do with SuperComp will blow your mind. Because if you want to do proper light wraps, it can get into quite a bit of pre-comp craziness of wires running every which way in After Effects, because one layer light wrap, fine, but you're trying to get 2 or 3 layers to light wrap across each other, huge pain. In SuperComp, it's like one click. So if you're trying to integrate CG stuff into real footage, highly recommend SuperComp.
It's amazing. If someone were trying to get started with SuperComp in a couple of weeks, where should they go to find out how to do that?
Well, whenever it gets released, the new Cineversity.maxon.net will be a place to go. But if you have 45 minutes, brew yourself a cup of tea and enjoy Stu's Getting Started with SuperComp video. It's long, but it's fun, and it teaches you quite a bit about proper compositing. So even if you're not going to use SuperComp, not a bad watch for the entertainment and knowledge value. But if you are going to get SuperComp, or even considering SuperComp, it'll blow your mind.
Is amazing. Seth,
I'm going to hand it over to you, because I got the I got it to work, the orientation to work.
All right.
The position, garbage. It's not working the way at all that it was working earlier today. I don't know why.
The rotation is working lovely. Look at that.
It
looks
know.
real.
Unfortunately, I'm not moving my body at all, but if I were moving my body around, it would not track to my head, and that's what's frustrating me.
So the positional relationship is gone.
Exactly, because I can't figure out why it worked with the offsets earlier. And I thought, I got it to work in the test. I'll just undo it all and delete all the work and rebuild it on the show, and now I don't have it to go reference to see what I did differently, because I'm an idiot, a confident idiot.
That happens.
I will throw it to you, Josh, while I work.
Been doing nothing except for.
Hang on, Seth. Check your autosaves folder.
What's that?
Check your autosaves folder just in case you've got a version saved in there that's useful.
Okay.
I should mention that was it the very beginning of this week, Seth? Monday or something, or was it? And I think it was the end of last week when we didn't have a show. Seth and I were just chatting about stuff to do and the work we had. And it was when I had just learned that I might be able to train the AI to generate Seth. And as soon as I requested that it process Seth, a transformer outside blew up.
100% that happened. Yeah, hang on. Let me find the search. It was man.
It was literally, it was fun because we were on the phone and I was like, okay, I got the sample images of you. I'm going to feed it to the thing. I've typed in the parameters. We're pressing enter.
And then he froze. And I got to the point where I was like, did we do this? Like, I don't know. Like, there's so many switches that we could have hit. Like, so I got on Google and just searched, can stable diffusion cause electricity to explode? Because and you're looking at your like thing and it's like all of Canada has lost its power temporarily or something, or Prince Edward Island. Oh God, I gave away your location.
That's all right. If you can make it up here, come say hi.
It's not a big island. You'll find him.
Let's see. I have opened up. All right, I could maybe show what I'm doing right now. Okay. I just don't know how to work.
It's gonna be more interesting than what I'm doing.
In After Effects, because After Effects and Photoshop both love to use system resources, and so does Stable Diffusion. So right now I'm running an instance of Stable Diffusion locally, which is really nice because that's the one I can train it and all that stuff, and don't have to rely on an online model. So I'm bringing you, Seth, into the image-to-image section. And normally what this does, if I can switch from my 1.4 checkpoint to another, I'll mention way up top, I am not an expert at any of this. It is just that I am a curious visual effectsy person and will have specific things that I want to try, and it makes it so I'll go down huge rabbit holes just to figure out new things. So what we've got here is Seth in the image to image. You're all familiar with this text to image thing. So it can be like, I don't know, duck riding a bike kind of thing. And then you press this, and in theory, if my computer doesn't crash, these usually go very quickly, and so that's why I'm a little bit concerned about why it's thinking for so long. It's trying to think. It thinks it's thinking.
I got it to work. Look.
What? There you go.
I just multiplied all those offsets by 0.01 to, I guess it was reading them literally, not turning them into percentages, which makes sense. I didn't think about that. And so it's rather than percentages, I converted them to decimals, and now it's all working. Anyway.
Hashi, Justin Leduc says, get on that 1.5 bruh. Big improvements.
That's exactly what I was switching to there. Actually, I was switching to the 1.5 in painting for stylized results. Oh, now you're thinking a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's thinking so much more slowly though.
You're gonna blow up a transformer.
Okay, so let's you could probably switch over to me and we'll try this out.
Oh, I think
let's try a photo of a man with a beard made of, let's see, or I don't know, photo of a prosthetic head of a mannequin with a beard, maybe. Is that how you spell mannequin? Probably. Who knows? There's no way to know.
There's no way to know.
All right, so I'm just going to try to generate one real quick. And it did not disappoint. I love it, gosh. Seth. Look at this. And that's not only that,
wow.
but
Seth looks like a member of the Sisterhood of Perpetual Indulgence.
It turned the Lego head back here into
it did.
a mannequin Lego head too. So this is basically what I wanted to unleash. I am excited about this kind of thing. So these are very low resolution, by the way. My computer will literally blow up the neighborhood if I try to render anything more than a 512 by 512. But it's nice because you can generate little batches of these. So let me save this one here into today's folder. What do we got?
The beard is so good.
It's really great. It's got like that Burger King energy.
It does. Justin, I know how to spell your last name. Leeduc. Resolution checked.
Actually, I'm going to stop saving those to renders. I'll save them in here. Save that one. And let's try the same prompt, but I'm going to tell it to do 3 batches of 3 guesses each. And that will give me like a grid of 9 when I hit generate. It'll take a second longer to think because it's thinking for more of them, but I'm hoping that my computer is doing better without After Effects open. Okay.
Frigby says that this would not look out of place on a Greek urn. And Justin Lich says it just looks like a still from the new Barbie movie.
That's pretty good. See, we're covering 2 movies in one, everybody. Oh, you're one of the Duracell family people.
Oh man, I forgot about those.
Oh, that's a throwback.
That is a throwback. Kids, if you don't know about the Duracell battery uncanny commercials, check those out.
Yeah. Speaking of the Uncanny Valley,
ask too much of it.
Early adopters.
Like you saw how fast it did that first one when I came over here. It's just thinking. Whatever.
You don't have Chrome open, do you? Because Chrome eats up VRAM on your GPU.
Chrome eats up the VRAM on your GPU.
So if you're doing any sort of heavy graphics card usage, like for example, running stable diffusion, you might want to close out Chrome. Same with Redshift. If you're using Redshift, you probably want to close out Chrome.
All right, we'll try. It's funny because I actually switched over because I was worried the thing wasn't working. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, this is going to be very boring for a moment, but what I did was I exported a little video sequence of you, Seth, and I'm just going to drag in the first frame of it. And when the thing wakes up, now Stable Diffusion is a little like command prompt running in the background on my computer, and this is just a web interface. So this is my local web address just to run it here if you're logged into this computer. I also do have a web model that I'll occasionally share with the VFX and Chill hosts. Are you thinking in the background?
Am I? I am thinking in the background. I'm pissed.
What are you pissed about, Seth?
I'm pissed because this worked right before the show started. You saw it. It was creepy and amazing.
Did you save it?
No.
Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, it's my own fault.
As they say, saves or it didn't happen.
But like if you were, like a famous chef or something, you couldn't like cook a meal early and then no, just bring out that one you cooked earlier. No.
He gets it.
You need those fresh graphics. Good gravy. This thing is just sitting here thinking in the background, and I'm making people on the internet watch it. I feel like a real YouTube live streamer. I'm so cool, everybody. Welcome. Ask us some questions while we're.
The chat is specifically Jason Murphy from the chat is suggesting doing says doing 3 batch size. Try to render 3 at once. I believe. Try 1 batch size and more count.
It's a good idea. Oh my gosh. Still technically running in the back. I don't know if I should kill it and just restart. Probably should. I'm going to do it. Killing it. Reload. Reload everything. This is my fun, messy desktop, everybody.
I'm starting over.
You're starting over.
Yeah. So
Goodness
pissed.
gracious. All right. Are we back in? Come on. I really just want to get to try this thing. That one little bearded result was pretty cool, but wasn't what I was looking for. And I wanted to get a variety of what I was looking for. Okay, here we go. Batch count. I'm going to do 3 images at a time.
3D Bildermacher says it's relaxing watching this. Frigby Chillweather says watching a blue bar is an important part of VFX. And Justin Leduc is asking who you think had the best post Black Eyed Peas solo career.
Me.
Seth was always known as the 5th Black Eyed Pea.
Yeah, I was.
I don't know how many members there were, to be honest.
Well, it didn't specify they had to be a member of the Black Eyed Peas. Any of us could have had the best solo career post Black Eyed Peas. We're living in a post Black Eyed Peas society.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh. 100%.
My goodness.
Okay.
So sad. I'm so sad that this thing just doesn't want to...
Don't be sad. We have Face Seth again.
Oh, sad face Seth.
All right. Set rest pose. Extract and copy face measurements.
Let's see. Maybe I can force this, a different instance of it, to try to use different video resources, because everything is trying... I feel like everyone's like getting first in line, and Skype is like, but I'm working really hard over here to show you Michael Zalapsky. Oh my goodness. Okay. One more try. I'm going to close the whole browser out. Close all my browsers. If I disappear, everybody, it is because it's the computer.
And then it's up to me.
Okay, everyone. Okay, Stable Diffusion thinks it's here. I'm on. We have the 1.5 loaded up. Is it loaded up? Does it know? We'll see. Let's refresh. If I switch to 1.4 and then back to 1.5, does it know? I can try running the 1.4 to see. All right, let's see. Hello. I also have visitors, apparently.
Always.
Always, always. Hi there. Bye-bye. That was my child, Sophia. Okay. Are you showing stuff right now, Seth?
Nah, I was giving you privacy for your computer, like your directories and such.
I appreciate it. I have so many 1996 Seth folders. It would be. Let's just do one again. Okay. We'll try one. I'll keep it at 0.35. It says it's thinking. It's a good sign when it tells me it's at least trying to think about it. Come on. You know you want to. Seth, why did we rely on technology to see us through this show?
I don't know.
I mean, it is cutting edge technology, and
it is.
Yeah, it's fun. Road Studios Productions says that they've been watching us for 4 years, and they love our stuff. Red Giant in general, not us specifically.
For 4 years, just today.
Yeah.
And they say that they're trying to be a VFX artist just like us.
Oh God. I'm glad.
Ideally, you'd be more productive.
Yeah.
What? Hey now.
I'm just kidding. But if you wanted to start, you could do a quick getting started tutorial on No Light Factory and send it to Hashi.
Apparently.
Oh, good heavens!
No,
look at that.
I exported the No Light Factory tutorial before before we started the show, by the way. But I haven't. I haven't added music to it. Is literally all I've done.
I don't know if you guys know Justin Robinson, but you just made him as a metal man. He's in a lot of Ryan Connolly's stuff. He's a prolific filmmaker, written like 1 million features. Good friend of ours.
And a Viking from the look of things.
He is a Viking. People don't know that about Justin Robinson, that he's a Viking.
Oh. Why
Wow.
not, Seth?
Did it give you curly hair back there?
Just keep on rolling the dice here for a second. Oh, I think I can at least zoom in on the web interface a little bit. It's a little bit crowded, but we'll try this. Okay. Got to do a pass fail for these. Oh, jeez.
No.
So what we've got here, the way this stable diffusion.
Oh, it's getting redder.
Is there's this conditioning strength. If I turn this all the way up and do something, it's going to just mostly be looking at the words. Like a little bit of the composition, but mostly the words. Like here we have, that is certainly maybe a mannequin with a beard, is what it's paying attention to. But if I turn it all the way down to 0 and generate, you'll get it'll be like the slightest overlay. And like, that's kind of cool. That's a contender. So I guess like a 0 strength is nice because, look at that neckline and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, look at that neckline.
Don't say it with your
I look a little bit more like Seth too, though. Like that's
your unwashed produce voice, Michael. I don't like that with the look at that neckline.
See, I don't know. I'm saving all of these so I can review with you all live, and we'll pick which one goes to EBSynth.
Road Studios, I don't think opening AE to follow along on this particular episode would be helpful, but go ahead.
No, it won't.
Okay. Man with a beard. I'm going to say that it's you. It's Sith Whirliv 4, I think. What if it knows it's you? Oh my God!
Oh, it does. That looks much more
Oh,
Sethy.
it so knows it's you.
Oh, look at that. That is very plastic.
Okay, so negative prompt, I want no glasses on you. Because the EBSynth won't like that for parallax. So I put that in the negative prompts there. Oh!
Solid.
Okay, we're going with it. We're going to send this to the extras here. And we're going, in the extras here, we're going to scale it to 1080. Or actually, what were the source images? Seth, was this HD or less than?
1280 by 720.
Oh, great. I can just do 720. For these live visual effects situations, it's very nice to not have to...
Yeah. God, I remember when that was pretty much... I could master stuff at 720 in professional projects, and no one would think anything of it.
Remember doing titles for DVDs that were 640 by 480, and it's just the dream, man.
Well, you worked at DreamWorks where Shrek was mastered in what, like 360 by
like 720 by like 418 or something like that.
I was going as my last 3D motion show presentation. I, for some reason, I forget why now, pulled up the oldest demo reel of mine I could find, and one of the things in there was a DVD menu animation. It's excellent. You're like from the main menu to the special features page. It was epic. There was it was a map, and the camera moved over it. It's impressive.
Gosh, that's glorious.
Kids, DVDs were these CDs that you would put into your TV, and it would play a movie.
CDs. CDs were CDs that you put in your TVs.
And CDs were these things that you would put into a player that you would carry with you, and it would make music. It's basically like you would have 10 songs on your iPhone only at a time, and you couldn't move, or it would skip. That's what CDs were.
So fun.
I'm glad we live in the future.
I'm pretty happy with the future here. I'm kind of curious what would happen if I tried to batch process these. Let's see. What if I told it, why does it want a batch from directory? Frames 1 to frames 1 output. I'm just curious. I want to see. Oh, no, it's image to image. I want to do batch image to image. Whoops. Just because this could be fun. And let's try seeing what happens if I start pressing generate right here. I don't think they will show live in this web interface, but I think if I scroll over to here, you can see these going frame by frame. I'm curious if they will have any consistency because they're all at a very low value. Because in theory, it's not generating Seth the same way each time. It's making it up as it goes.
And as it should.
Always make it up as you go. I'm browsing in Bridge again. Is Bridge going to kill my... It's actually a kind of consistent Seth.
More consistent than me.
Ooh. Oh, no, not Photoshop. No. I'm sorry. I love you, Norman. No. I have someone in here right now. Please go. No. Okay. You're closed. Okay. It's still working. It's still thinking. It's still good. It's still good. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're almost about to get into the... I didn't plan on doing this, but there is a way to batch process images to replace all of them with this kind of interpretation. And usually you get very bizarre things like this. Did I save it? How did I show that to you, Seth? Here we go. This was one of my first tests at...
Seth, can you move the sticker away, please?
I can.
Like, people might be able to guess what I was trying to train a computer to do. This is some footage I had of me doing the Take On Me music video. I have a very bizarre... All of my video captures go to my Windows drive. And so the only videos on my Windows drive are all of my exciting things like this. Like me swimming like a freaking mermaid for you all. Talking to green screens and talking about Red Giant stuff. I also found out that I could feed that same piece of footage and tell it Seth.
And that's like Guy Fieri producing an album.
And this one, who I just said, make it Fonz, I think, or something.
Oh, yeah, and you gave it... who did I say? Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein coming right up, I think, was...
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein coming right up, boss.
If you want to hear Hashi sing the Take On Me song, but with After Effects tutorial lyrics, the link is in the chat. And Justin Leduc, yes, I think your Muppeth joke deserved more love than it got.
I would like to see the comments, but I feel like when I closed the playback was when I got...
Don't do it.
Yeah,
worst week
not.
on this show for me was when I read the comments as we went.
Don't worry. I will tell you what they're saying if it's useful.
All right.
Unless I don't.
I'm really curious what this is going to look like played back, because it looks pretty consistent to me. It's probably going to be a little flickery and weird.
In the highlight. The highlight's gonna be a little bit flickery. It's like when you're doing a chroma key and you're like, gosh, this is a gorgeous chroma key, and then you play it back and you're like, oh, that edge chatter. But in a still frame, it looks fine.
So because of that, what it means, when I go through this, I am going to pick several frames that are the best representation and that look like they're the same on model thing. And then I'll try feeding them to EBSynth. And we've talked about broadly what EBSynth is.
Surely
before.
We have.
There is probably, EBSynth is what is it at its core? Is it basically just a motion vectors interpolator? Or like, I don't know the best way to describe it. EBSynth will take a directory of sample frames and a directory of input frames, and it will try to make your input frames have the same motion as your input frames, whatever it is. So if you have something like this computer-generated image of Seth on top of a real Seth, it'll try to move like real Seth. So I'm curious. I'm hoping to get to a result by the end of this show.
Well, you've got 45 minutes.
Hey, I am pretty impressed that we're getting through this batch of. Oh gosh, you stick out your tongue when you look up at some point here, which I don't like at all.
I'm sorry I did that.
I was getting some weird results when I was trying to train the computer on Seth, and it was because one of the images I grabbed was just you talking but it recognized the word tongue, and so tongue was just in the mix of things.
Hashi, you should show what it did to my face, because the AI does not know how to handle my pose, like how I smile. Like the AI does not know what my mouth is doing.
Just want to make sure we understand. Tongue should never be in the mix, ever.
Whoa! Hey now.
Okay, on the show.
On the show. Let's see. What am I? Let's see. Yeah, if you were a member of the VFX and Chill crew, you were treated to a totally consensual digital recreation of yourself
that you didn't consent to.
Is that what that means? Let me see. Where did we save some of these? Up. Do. Where did I save those? I thought I saved them in my Hashi's Weird AI folder, which I do have, of course.
Your Weird AI folder is probably a lot more tame than most folks' Weird AI folder.
That's a good point.
I'm trying. I have several clever things to say, but none of which are appropriate for a family show.
How is the family doing, everybody?
Yeah, y'all. You had holiday seasons. You got to see your racist uncles and everything. I'm sure you all had a great. Let us know how your holiday season went.
Will that scream on Hashi's side?
No.
No, I have a about to be 5-year-old and a 3-year-old playing upstairs. He's turning 5 tomorrow.
Wait. I know someone else turning.
Yes, my eldest son and I share a birthday. He turned 4 the same day I turned 40, which was fun last year. But this year, he's turning 5, and I'm only turning 41, so I don't know what's up with that.
I thought that we were exactly the same. I just turned 40.
When did you turn 40, Hush?
December the 20th.
Did I know that? I don't think I did.
I didn't send him a black balloon or anything.
I didn't make a thing of it.
Hashi, you didn't make a thing of 40?
We need eyeliner Seth to give him a black parade.
I didn't make a thing of it, but my wife awesomely got my sister and her husband and kid to fly out for it. It was awesome.
Yeah. That was for your birthday? How did I?
It was before my birthday. It was when they could come out, but as a thing.
I feel terrible that your birthday's not in my calendar, and it's a day before my wife's. So my work life and my wife's birthdays are in one weekend. I need to know this.
Good gravy.
Speaking of Ryan Polly, here in the chat. Hello, Ryan.
Speaking of Ryan Polly, that's a way to make someone feel really weird when they show up to a live show.
Oh no, he's here. Ask him.
No, they just said, "Oh, I'm late to VFX and Chill. Better check out what Hashi and Seth are up to." Oh my goodness, nightmare Seth.
It is amazing.
And Jeffrey Mandel says that Hashi, you have the voice of an angel. I assume they are watched that first part of the tutorial that was leaked in the chat.
Amazing. But Michael, you have the voice of a lovely nighttime DJ. Just like tonight.
Hey, all you cool
lovely nighttime
ladies.
DJ.
It's called After Effects.
After Effects After Dark.
I think that your beard is getting bigger.
I don't think my hair situation is going to work out. I was trying to keep my regular hair, but I think I'm going to go for just the plastic hair. But I am going to put my eyes back in.
Oh no, how? And also why? And also ew. And also please do.
Oh, Michael, that's you're literally all the sounds you normally make. So here's what I've got. The eyes are pulling from this pre-comped texture, which is just truly horrifying. Yeah.
It's the free version of that software. So what it does is it's clearly, I feel like someone who knows the UVs was like, we're not going to let them have the good UV for this. We're going to scrunch the face all the way to this teeny, like 72 pixel wide bit of information.
And then we brought in this selfie that I took, didn't edit it whatsoever, and applied it to the UV. So this is here for all of you.
Enjoy.
So,
this is like that Doctor Who, what movie is that from? Where they stretch the person out, so like plastic surgery forever and ever.
Oh,
like 1,000 years old.
I know the image from it. Like, well, there was the thing in Star Trek Insurrection that is similar.
Oh yeah, with another Jeffrey. No,
Amadeus.
Amadeus. Oh, what's his name? He was also in White Lotus. F. Murray Abraham. Thank you. So to get my eyes on there, I'm going to drop SOB on this SOB.
And by the way, this whole episode has been a fantastic demonstration, inadvertently, of two people working on the same shot and one person trying to use AI to do it, and proving that, there's clearly no advantage if you're trying to specifically do something artistic.
There's also no advantage to doing it the right way if you're looking to do it.
Seth, whatever this is, mint it, because that's amazing.
This is my face, and then I duplicated it with the mask and the facial tracking on it and dropped my RBF preset on it, which offsets all of your facial tracking stuff to center your face and basically take the motion out of it. Now I am going to...
No, seriously, duplicate this, duplicate your comp right now, because I want that to be saved exactly as it is. And
okay.
Yeah, so just duplicate it and just leave it and render it. I'm putting that on socials.
Okay, so, well, what I could also do is I could just take... Oh my God. I could put my face back on my face, but weirder. I'll do that later.
Jay Hall says it looks like Cassandra, the last human.
So if I using the pupils, okay, so that's working the way it's supposed to. So I'll take this.
Okay.
Copy it. Put it into the texture here. And okay, let me see. If I hang on here. Okay. Put it back. I'm going to pre-compose it. And now I'm going, it's so stupid. Go to my rest pose, cut out my eyes, because that's what we all want here.
There are so many lovely statements.
Yes, there are.
That you're making throughout this.
Now, why didn't that work? Oh, it did. Copy that, paste it into Seth texture, and now I will position these eyes. Where they go.
Not just make that transparent in the PNG.
Huh?
Why not just make it transparent in the PNG?
Make it transparent in the PNG. What?
Why didn't you just like punch holes in the texture?
It's not a bad idea. I might do that. Oh, wait. Oh, because the text, like, you mean, why don't I just keep...
Yeah, I remember. It's not like a Hollow Man texture. It's like...
Yeah.
Gets all foldy and weird there.
Yeah. Hang on. So then I'll put this eye here. And let's just go see how this came out.
It's delicious.
Get rid of... Turn the element back on. Oh boy, John Mulaney's here, everybody.
Look how tough. He's tough.
Let me see if I go into the Seth texture and I'll move this down. Oh God. This is unsettling.
That's why they're here.
So what's going to be unsettling? Oh, okay. It's that the eyes are going to follow us.
Why?
Now, what I could do to open those eyes more is if I go into Element, create that sphere.
Create that sphere. Yep, that's a great new game show idea.
Gonna drop this here and then say, wait, what was I gonna? How was I gonna do this?
I don't know, but Sarah Gibson's in the chat. Hi, Sarah Gibson.
Hi, Sarah Gibson.
Happy Friday the 13th to you too. Making any cool cocktails or meat or cool food stuffs for the day?
I could just make this the eyeball.
I'm pretty. That sounds like a Dr. Frankenstein throwaway.
Just the golf ball looking at it. I could just make this the eyeball.
Ryan Polly in the chat suggests taking this Seth head and making it do the M3GAN dance or M3GAN dance, whatever. The dance from the film, which I think would be amazing.
Wait, can you switch back to me?
Yeah.
Was it? This Ryan Polly?
That Ryan Polly, yes.
That's what I thought.
We keep.
There you go, Ryan.
It's spot on, really. Oh goodness. Okay. I also have something else to share, and it's this.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god, fake on me. This is the worst.
Yes, this is.
Oh, I am on board with the changing. Oh, that's so cool.
It's not bad.
You just need to work on getting the I think as an animation style, this would work. You just need to make the eyes stay similar more, and you'd be golden.
So wait, in theory, so I should be able to do what you're doing over there, Seth. Let me see what it looks like with. So here's the original, though I messed with the contrast a bit. Let's see if I turn this down. I'm wondering if somewhere in between these two, there's a blend that would look cool. Because then you get a little bit more real Seth. The flickeriness aside, I'm just trying to look for the best blend of robot Seth and real Seth.
We all are.
Now, what did you do for did you track the eyes from it somehow? Are they just stills or are they?
Or what?
How are you doing your eyes again?
My eyes are RBF'd, so I took that facial tracking data, put RBF on it so it stayed stationary.
Clever. No. I don't entirely know what I'm doing now, but I do like the idea of seeing if I could blend back in some of you so it has an unsettlingly close to Seth look, but not quite, and then giving those to EBSynth. So that's what I'm going to try to determine now. Is maybe what are we thinking about of this blend, everybody? There's this option, and there's also the option to do kind of what you're doing, Seth, which is going with the real eyes.
What happens if you
not really doing that anymore?
The blending mode of plastic Seth to something like multiplier overlay.
Let's try it. Okay, so right now
we're on Hashi's screen now, so we can't see it. Or we're on Seth's screen now. There we go.
So here's with real eyes.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Here is, let me see. So those are the fake eyes. So let me try
naming your layers.
Naming my layers would be good because the outputs weren't named anything different. Okay, so I'll call these the AI, and I'll call these real. So if we had the AI and we had let's do a copy of real, put it at the bottom, turn up its transparency thingy. Why are you not? Do I have something else open that's over my keyboard shortcuts? Okay, here we go. And okay, so that's at 100%. Let's try overlay. Ooh, very painterly, but not really much detail. If I did like a soft light, that's kind of cool. It's maybe somewhere in between. How about, I feel like multiply will just make everything too
dark, yeah.
Color burn. No one actually knows what any of these do.
Math. Lots of math. If you watch the Getting Started in Modes, in Universe Modes video, you'll learn a lot about how blending modes actually work. Universe Modes is a tool inside Red Giant Universe that lets you blend with all kinds of blending modes, which is great for folks using Avid Media Composer, who famously doesn't really do blend modes, and Universe works in Avid Media Composer. So you've got blending modes in Avid, but also in After Effects. You can do crazy things because you can mix and match and roll your own blending modes and get some really, really cool, crazy results. If you're into like weird music videos or art installations and stuff where crazy blending modes would be kind of helpful to you, then I would suggest checking out the video for Getting Started in Universe Modes.
All right, I am trying to remember. There's a way to render only the markers, right? Or is that a plugin I don't have anymore?
Great question.
Michael, do you know offhand? Like if you have a bunch of markers, can you save them or can you output them? I mean, I can save.
How would you want to output a marker?
Like if I wanted to like put markers on frames that I want as keyframes.
Oh yeah, there's this
render engine, so I have the frame numbers too.
Oh yeah, there's a script that does that.
That's a script. Okay.
I mean, you can easily just control spacebar, save as PNG kind of route. It was probably the fastest.
Yes. We'll save as
or JPEG,
and we'll where should I put these? We'll put them under probably your elements, and we'll create a new folder called AI Seth.
Kunami wants you to turn Seth into the face of Bo from Doctor Who. Nick Smith says, when it's animated, Plastic Seth gives me California Raisins and Large Marge vibes.
Ooh, nice.
Has anyone ever seen the movie Frank? That's what this gives me, the vibes this gives me. Is it Frank?
See,
or
this doesn't look plastic at all. Like Hashi's looks plastic. This one looks more like a paper mache kind of thing.
It's probably the crumbly texture of the thing. Like I'm using a plastic texture to do it, but
well, if you want it to be plastic, like more shiny, you probably need to fuss with the lights and specularity a bit.
Yeah, probably.
But I like this look of like rough paper kind of thing going on. Looks artsy.
That's a little more plasticky, just turning up the reflection.
There and there. Okay.
Specular up more.
All right, so all I'm doing over here is I am saving multiple frames, sort of at different keyframes. I'm saving them mostly when Seth hits a far point of turning his head here. And I'm doing that because I figure that that's when something like EBSynth would get a little bit confused. So let's save this as a PNG. Totally have some kind of tool doing this. Because I don't like doing this manually.
Sarah Gibson says, Seth, that your eyes look on your version look like olives. Dustin Glendinning says the blacks don't look like they match to them. And Jason Murphy says it looks like the Michael Scott Halloween costume paper mache head, which I have not seen.
It does look like that.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
100% looks like that.
Okay, save as PNG. AI 109.
Now, I'll do this real quick just to do it.
It's the computer did do all the rest of this work. So, in a way. I'm so used to doing the After Effects one. Okay, what is this one called? This is AI 190. And let's see, what's a good keyframe here? Dude, that one feels pretty good. Wait, what did 190's beard look like? There we go. It should have less. I have a feeling that the size of your beard might like randomly grow and fall throughout this. It's also always a good idea to try out a software that you like vaguely know how it works. That is made by the company that asked you to do this show.
Vaguely tested out.
Yeah, I think I don't remember if I mentioned it on the show, but it was, I think the specific way that I tried to test it out was I was trying to convert the Dan Aykroyd's cameo from Casper. He comes running out of the house and is like, I don't remember what he says, something to the effect of. I don't remember
that at all.
It's great. It's a full dressed in Ghostbusters gear Dan Aykroyd running out of the house saying, "You're on your own, lady," and running off.
Oh, I do not remember that at all.
I was like, that's a funny bit. And it also would clearly not be from Casper if you didn't know what that was from, and it's clearly Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters gear, but he's got a big old mustache in it. And I was like, I could probably remove this with EBSynth, and so that's how I tried to learn it. I think it kind of worked.
Are we looking at? Oh, no, we're not looking at that.
Not looking at that yet. I'm saving my last reference frame of Seth Worley AI. Which frame is this? 2. And now I need to render out a copy that has matching frame numbers of the original video of Seth. So this is all very boring right now, but soon we'll get to something.
Someday.
How much time we got? 20 minutes. We can pull this off. How goes it over there?
It's fine. I'm just messing around.
You could try in the element texture for that, turning it to like just copy your diffuse texture and paste it in the luminance channel, and then that's sometimes, well, I mean, the stylization is really cool. So
yeah, I kind of like how it looks.
RGB, I just want RGB. I always set up a render to go while I chat with you in the background, and then don't press the go key.
Wait, what happens if I do this? If I put Cosmo on an element layer? The stupidest idea I could ever have.
Oh, I think you can be stupider.
Well, we were asked specifically if we can enhance computer animation, and we're going to deliver right now. Real Seth.
I don't think it's doing anything for me. What I do think I could do, I could smoothen the geometry in Cinema. What's a quick way to do that?
Either smooth or put it into a
subdivision.
Subdivision surface. Other menu.
Subdivision surface. Hey, it's me.
Smoother. It's so smooth.
Oh man, see, Michael, I needed you to record extras for my
I'm pretty sure you did an original song for one of those tutorials you're putting out for getting started, so you might as well get like jazzy overtones in there somewhere too.
I won't skip Michael when the next time I make something here.
Yeah, but then I have to eat some unwashed produce first and hope that it's got whatever crap is on there that makes me say this kind of
Send it
weird.
To me. We'll make sure it's unwashed. And
But it's timing wise, because like this is like 4 days after it happens. I end up in this like throat space.
I feel like this is like a professional recording schedule.
This is like I would just like to say this is not a life hack for you folks who want to be voiceover artists. Oh, I just got to eat pesticides and I'll sound amazing. Like that's not how this works. I mean, it is how it works, but you don't try it at home.
Yes, don't get bitten by radioactive spiders, and don't. Just the odds. They're not in your favor.
Hey Seth, you can use the remesher and get better quad geo out of this too.
Yeah, show me.
I have a feeling with that.
The remesher's right there.
A lot of seam.
You just said right there. I'm not doing anything. Where?
It's in that menu, like just a little bit to your right.
That menu. I am hovering over my face, and you're like, that menu in Cinema. Which one?
I'm pointing with my finger. I don't know how you can't see it.
Oh.
No, the other one. I'm sorry. The easiest way to find it would be just hit Shift Z and type a remesher.
Naturally.
But it's right there. It's literally like it's on. It's
oh,
in that menu.
remesh.
Yeah.
So
just drop it in there and use the.
Okay.
The textures might get a little funky, but you'll get a better mesh out of it. Possibly.
So.
Wait, were you cutting stuff out?
No, I was smoothing it.
Okay, because it looks like you've got 3 different pieces there.
Oh, I do.
Okay. Oh, the eyes, the glasses, got it. I can read it now.
Let's see, advanced.
But I mean, take a look at the geometry it's given you and see if it's better. Like, look at the polys.
Okay. Where?
Wait, why does it look like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, every single polygon is disconnected. So select your face, hit UO. Oh wait, select all and then hit UO.
I've had so much models for these things.
UO, okay.
Yes, because that should optimize it and make all the things come together.
My freaking lips. I don't want them. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Something.
Seth, if you're not using those lips.
What? Hasha, your voice is doing that cutout thing again.
Ah.
See, all this stuff. I want to get rid of this face gunk.
Go to the brush. Let's see.
Brush tools. Yeah, the brush tools.
That's what I was doing when you guys were like, "Hey, Seth, stop doing that. Do something else."
Well, I want you to get proper stuff first. Use the Z remesher and remesh, and you'll get lovely, like proper polygon flow.
Use the what?
Yeah,
the remesh object.
Polygon flow. These are unsavable, unrescuable 3D models.
They are.
Seth, I can show everyone how to use EBSynth over here if they're curious.
Do it.
All right. So, as you'll recall from last time, we output all of the frames of Seth looking around. And then I handpicked some of these frames, which, again, I love that that we're really making use of the resolution of this show right here. But come on. Okay, here we go. So I picked a handful of frames that were sort of, the extremes, like when you're looking up or down or to the side, just to pass them through. And they have the same frame numbers so they'll correspond properly with the original frames. Then in EBSynth, this is the whole interface. This is the whole thing that you've been hearing about in stories. You just go to the keyframes directory and select that keyframe directory, the one where I put those stylized images, and then you go to the video directory and say, I want you to use real Seth for those. And oops, about that. And now, oops, does it know?
How do I change my brush size? I don't know where this is.
Down control and drag the mouse.
Nope.
Hold down or either Control or Command and the middle button and go back. I don't remember, actually.
Oh, found it. Command Shift.
And make it all as I go. So now, let's see, the weights. I don't remember what the weights mean, but I'm just going to try it at this. I'm just going to say run all. And it's going to get automatically mapped out which keyframes is sort of responsible for which thing. And it's going to think for a second. And then at some point, I think that it starts outputting those frames into separate folders for each section. But the cool thing about EBSynth is that it does have a export to AE thing right there. Oh, here it goes. Here go those exciting bars. And this is similar. You could do this with content-aware fill to some degree, too.
Oh, yeah, you can do it with content-aware fill.
I didn't even think about that. That's what I should have done.
That would have been cool.
Maybe there's time. Maybe there will be time. We'll see. This is how fast EBSynth.
There's 14 minutes.
Hey, content-aware fill sometimes works fast when it's required. And we're almost done. And they're all synthed. So now I'm going to say export. And 24 frames per second, please. And here we go. Okay, moment of AI truth. Let's see. And play. I'm still feeling a bit of a slide stop mo vibe, which is weird because there shouldn't be any flickering in this, really. It's not bad.
I'm kind of forgetting what Seth looks like for real now.
I know. Like the goal is just that it needs to be not Seth. So let's put them side by side. This is that comp, and we should probably name it instead of just comp. Let's name it. Oh, did you make a special little directory for yourself? Where are you? Oh, Seth AI EB. Okay, so here let's do a little comparison. Let's put them together. There's that one, and there's the plate. Okay, we need a comparison composition. Let's just make it HD. I can share it all with you later. Okay, so here's the EBSynth Seth, the EB Seth, and here is the real Seth. So now y'all can remember and kind of see what it's doing. So it's definitely differenter than you. That part's weird. The shadow that creeps up the face there. Because it's trying to kind of interpolate or whatever. But this is a legit workflow that a lot of people are trying with AI diffuser model things, where you basically feed a handful of frames to the AI because it can probably stylize one frame pretty well, but it'll be flickery in between. And so if you're able to do something like this, then you get a smoothing out by interpolation. So let's see what happens if we try content-aware fill on this. I bet that we could do this. I think we could. I'm going to get the this Seth plate, make a what am I trying to do? No, actually, I want the real Seth. Real Seth. There we go.
Real Seth.
Now, I should name this comp so I don't forget what I'm doing. This is the content-aware fill Seth. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to quickly draw a little mask like that. I'm going to say none. And then I'm going to do face tracking, but I'm only going to do the outline. And what's cool about that is that that'll run super fast. Look at that. And I think this will be it. There we go. That's great. Now I can just turn this into a subtract mask. And now Seth's face is missing from content-aware fill, which is pretty cool. So let me think. So in order for this to work, I think what happens is I want to do this properly. I'm going to expand the mask a bit. So it's going a little bit further out past the edges. And then I'm going to bring in the frames directly from Stable Diffusion, which are these, and put them under Seth. So we've got a bit of a weird blending of the two here. So should I contrast out the original footage, or should I try to lighten up the CG render? What do we think? CG render, so we could re-lighten it up again later if we wanted to anyway. Let's turn down its, just using some brightness and contrast to do it. Legacy, baby. There we go. That feels about in the right thing. Okay. So now what we could do is we just want certain frames of Seth to be visible, not every single one. So I'm going to try this. Let's try adding the strobe effect. Is it just called strobe light?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so when it's strobe light, let's see, how does it work?
Instead of operating on color only, you want to, sorry, go ahead.
Should be 1/24, because I just want it to flash for like one frame. And its period is every 1 second. That seems reasonable. And the strobe operator will be what am I thinking? Is it and? Oh, it's trying to flash white on top of it. Darn it, I need to apply that to a solid. Sorry, everyone. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a new solid, and we're going to apply the strobe effect with a strobe duration being 1 frame every 1 second. And so if I play this, it should be a strobe or a little pulse every 1 second, I think. If I set this to, this should be normal. Oh, what is the strobe duration? I don't like this. Why isn't this working?
It is flashing.
Yeah, but I thought that a strobe duration in seconds, that 1/24 would be a 1 frame thing. And that if the strobe period was 1 second, that would mean that there would be like 23 frames of black and then. But instead, the strobe is the black. So this should actually be 23 out of 24. Oh, it's because you're applying this to like footage, and so like the footage would be going black every so often. Boop. There we go, everybody. We've got our little lighthouse of random reveal. And now I'm going to set that as the track mat for the real Seth plate as a Luma key, I think. And let's see if this works. Great. Oh my gosh, that's it. I kind of like this more than anything. Dun, dun.
The chat says that when the reference video is higher than the output video you're trying to make, so for example, your reference video is 60 frames per second, but you only output 30, that can help avoid some of the liquid textures that tend to happen with EBSynth. I cannot pronounce this name. I can't pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce any of those characters. Says they love us. And Jason Diamond is asking about posterized time.
Posterized time would technically be helpful too. Would be helpful if you wanted to get a steppy kind of effect. What I'm going for is, so check this out. If I turn on the transparency, what should happen is that Seth's face was kind of automatically cut out all the time. But every now and then, one little frame of this horrendous CG Seth will flash and then go away for a while. So when I feed this to content-aware fill, it is going to try to peer through any data it can find to figure out what's going on. And so it'll believe that this is what was supposed to be here, while the pixels for all this was happening. So let's turn that back to subtract. And content-aware fill. Let's turn lighting correction to moderate. And we're going to say it's an object. and generate fill layer.
Do we have a content aware fill drop somewhere for this, or we're just gonna?
I didn't tee it up. Okay, so the last thing to do is
Sorry about that.
still got it, folks.
Still got it.
We're not rusty at all.
Hey, we're I think barreling towards some results here.
We have also 5
render-
minutes till the show's over, so I'm putting a timer on the screen.
Okay. Phil has just completed his first attempt. Shall we? All right, Phil, let's see how you did. And play. Phil.
No, Phil.
Oh, okay. What did I do? I did something. Oh, did I need to say surface, not object? It was Hashi. Sorry, Phil. I'm gonna have to let me make sure it's all right again. Okay. I'm gonna hit that button. Let's fill it up, baby. Without the drop, I feel so awkward now.
Wait, which drop? Sorry, my wife walked through the room.
Oh, it's all good. I said okay. Surface mode, because it's trying, it's got to treat this like a surface. Oh, come on. Please, Phil. Don't let us down. Right.
You know, I know we've kind of digitally met the actress who became our AI editor for that Universe promo. We need to. I think the person we really need to meet is the poor stock footage guy who became content aware Phil.
Out there, if anybody knows this man. The original stock footage, the original stock image does not paint a good picture of how Phil's doing. So we'll see. It's like man in a shopping cart in the LA River or something like that. It's a
wow, that's
image.
not somewhere you want to be.
No, but like if I was going to employ someone as a digital avatar, I wanted to make sure I was finding someone down on their luck.
Wow.
You tried. I see where Phil was going with this. The lookups are great.
Yeah, it's the little tongue.
Okay, the lookups, the reason they're funny, or the reason why they look actually kind of good when Seth looks up, is because Content Aware Fill uses motion vectors to take all these pixels and move them in the direction of whatever motion vector it sees. Seth's forehead here, the one in real life, is very nice and smooth, and the problem with that is it means very little tracking information here. So whenever Seth looks down, for example, when he looks up, we've got the beard and the nose and the eyes to drive all those pixels up. When he looks down, the smooth forehead. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Well, Phil did do it. I wonder if, do you think Phil would do a better job with more reference frames? Because since we use the strobe effect kind of by design, it means that we can change the period to shorter. So we have like, what should we say? Maybe every quarter second we get a frame. Let's try that. Okay. Can you do it in 1 minute, Phil? You can do it. Goodness. It's pretty good for a pretty long clip. Very low resolution, I guess. But I'll just run that through Topaz AI. Phil. What happened, man? What did I do? Oh, it's still rendering. But
That's the part that always gets me with content where I feel like I'm like, what? Why is nothing? Because it's lets you touch stuff.
why?
It's working away in the background.
Okay, we've figured out a really cool way to make mirrors from.
Oh,
Oh no, Phil, you fumbled. Okay, well, like where we end up with is EBSynth version wins out in my mind among the things I was trying for this AI uncanny valley Seth. Little weird. I would love to try it with some stuff that's a little bit more stylized, but maybe some version of this could blend well together, you know? So like if I got rid of this all of these content aware fill attempts. Wait, no, that's the flickery version. Where's the what did we call it? I called it Seth AI EB. Okay, so here's with the face masked out, and that does actually seem to help a lot. The real hair there. So we're using this mask. I'm going to maybe subtract the mask in a little bit, expand it inward, and then yeah, the contrast is a lot on this. What did I do for the other one? I could probably do this in Super Comp as well. Maybe somewhere in this realm. That's certainly not. It's certainly weird.
Yes, weird is what it certainly is.
it certainly is.
The show. Zoom, 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 zoom. All right. Well, I think that that may wrap it up for my efforts here.
Mine too.
Did we end up?
Sorry, ignore that timer. Did we end up in a specific place? Yes, we did, and it was this weird place. I obviously you can still see me behind me. It's basically like, you know, the big head version of GoldenEye. That's what we're doing here.
I like that. I feel like that's easily the selection or the direction that we veer if left to our own devices. Okay, skin smooth up, maybe some contrast down, texture sharpen down.
Well, I could do one more thing to make this weirder.
I'm seeing if I can if I feather out the result a little bit more and Cosmo the real Seth footage. Ooh, that does help, I think. Oh, there we go. Some dental surgery.
This is top of the line work, guys. Let's just real quick send. Okay, hang on. Export J.
Asher, chill in your room for a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's all the way upstairs, and I have to really yell, and it's not working with my throat like this.
Oh, man.
So that's not the one. Let's see. It's the face scene setup. Replace model.
I'm jumping back in to try to find out if there's a frame I could export that'll help get rid of that weird moment with a cheek shadow. Because that's the part that bothers me the most, honestly.
I could have made that smile bigger.
In AI, Seth. AI.
How far past our show's end time are we planning to go?
Nah, that's not worth it for this guy.
True.
Are you sure? He's adorable.
It is pretty adorable.
With his little teeth.
But I do know Michael was...
to tend to your real-life children if you would like...
That's true. I know Michael was a bigger fan of wherever that went. Where is it? Well, never mind. I thought I saved that thing you wanted me to save.
Ah, well. We'll just have to let it live on happily in our memories.
No. We're going to do it. Add RBF. Done. There it is. This was what we accomplished today.
That's pretty good, actually.
I just need to put that on the Lego guy in the background. All right, guys.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for coming to see VFX and Chill. We've run over time, so I'll make it short. We love you all and are so happy to see you again this year.
We really are. And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.